Today, I want to talk about a symptom, a sign that a dying patient is actually moving towards end of life. And I find that this sign is often overlooked. Hi, I'm Nancy Lee. I'm a nurse practitioner, and I have spent over 2 decades working with patients and their families at end of life. I've had the privilege to work with thousands of folks in their sacred journey towards death. So today I'm going to talk about something that I have seen in patients over the years, and I'll then tell you about a really dramatic example of what I'm talking about. So for the last 5 years, I have worked as a nurse practitioner in a big hospital with palliative medicine, and my job was to help families and patients navigate, life-limiting serious illness. And often it was my job to help transition people to home or somewhere so that they were adequately cared for in light of the fact that they were dying. There's a lot of work that goes into that, a lot of family dynamics, but something that I would see all the time, and I felt like my ears would prick up whenever I heard a patient talking about going home. Now, as patients' health clearly starts to deteriorate and decline as they move towards end of life, they will start to display other symptoms, restlessness. It's different for everybody, but it's also the same. Like it's right around 7 days, maybe a little sooner, where they will start speaking of, especially in a hospital setting, wanting to go home. Even if they don't have people to care for them at home, they just want to go home. Whenever I hear this in a patient who's moving towards end of life, I go, we better get a plan in place. This person is not talking about going home to a house. They are talking about going home to wherever it is in this non-physical realm that we go to. The other thing you'll see, and it's very interesting in patients like this, that they'll start talking, if they're at home and they're dying, they will start talking about, it's time to go. Let's go, let's get in the car. I got to pack my bags, my suitcase. It's time to go. Like, I have noticed this trend in all the patients I've worked with. The majority of them have some sense of leaving, whether it be to go home or just to leave. Like they have a sense that they're going to be traveling. I'm going to tell you a very significant and dramatic example in an elderly man that long ago, I've had a varied career, and many years ago, I was a home hospice nurse, and this guy was in his late 80s. He was at home on home hospice. He had only been home for a couple of days when one morning I found out that he had died during the night. I had just admitted him to our home program like 2 days before. This was so unexpected. Whenever an event like this happens, I always go and follow up with the family or the loved ones to see what happened, make sure they're okay, and support them in their grief. So I went to this man's house. His daughter and his wife were the primary caregivers. And the daughter took me aside and said, let me tell you what happened. Like, Dad got into a great deal of distress. He was very short of breath, like very short of breath. And this went on for some time. During this new symptom, he started to talk about needing to go. Like, I need to go. I need to go. And he kept saying this over and over and over again, she told me. So she said, so we got him up to the bedside commode because he was too weak to walk to the bathroom. They thought he was talking about going to the bathroom. So they got him up on the bedside commode, and he continued to say, I gotta go, I gotta go. And the daughter said she repeated to the man, "Dad, you're on the commode. Just go, just go." And he did nothing. So they got him back to bed, and within a few minutes, he died. He was talking about going. If you are with someone who is moving towards the end of life, I want you to look out for this sign. It's a sign that you don't hear spoken about often, and it does go along with the big picture, the clinical picture, other symptoms, but it's something that I don't hear talked about and something that always caught my attention. Another reason is this: if you have a loved one in a hospital who is dying and they are too sick to make it home and they are talking about going home, I want you to know that they are talking about going home. So, because I've seen so many families become so guilt-ridden that they could not take their loved one home and they felt like they had failed in some way. So, know this: if your loved one is dying, it's home is wherever you are. And you'll start to see them say this also as their consciousness begins to become altered, like they become more unreasonable, more irrational. And then that normally slips into some terminal agitation, but I have another video about terminal agitation. And so I'll just say this: you should keep in mind, while they may very well be talking about wanting to go back to their home, there's a good chance there's a double meaning in there. And so, most importantly, if you cannot get your loved one home, it's okay. Home is wherever the family is. It can be wherever, that hospital setting, anywhere. It's wherever the family is home. And yeah, so you can know and rest assured that it's not always that you failed to get them home to their residence. They were talking about going home. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.